Good afternoon, guys. Bill McMillan here from NDWX.com. Monday evening, and we've got an active 24 to 48 hours ahead of us. Big storm system beginning to come off the Rockies, and this is going to head into the plains as we go through Tuesday, spreading blizzard conditions through the central plains into Iowa and Wisconsin. On the warm side, we've got a severe weather outbreak that we'll contend with, and the Storm Prediction Center continues to highlight a slight risk of severe weather, really up to the I-70 corridor, though looking at some of the latest information, I'm not so sure this doesn't need to come even further north. We'll get into that here shortly. An enhanced risk of severe weather clips southern counties. Needless to say, tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night remains the focal point for strong to severe thunderstorms across central Indiana. Taking a look at the latest forecast radar, we're quiet tonight and chilly, lower 30s, not a big deal. We'll quickly warm tomorrow, and that's going to help add fuel to the fire, so to speak, with our thunderstorm potential. I think we're mostly dry through the morning hours, but we'll begin to notice scattered showers and thunderstorms increasing Tuesday afternoon. As we move into mid and late afternoon on into the evening, that's when we're most concerned for the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms. Again, the primary focus remains damaging straight-line winds and quick spin-up tornadoes. All of central Indiana, in my opinion, is in play for this. So needless to say, remain weather aware as you go through your Tuesday, if you're traveling especially. We'll begin to shut things down pretty quickly, we think, Tuesday night as the cold front moves through. That'll push thunderstorm activity east into Ohio during the overnight. Temperatures, again, we think we fall into the lower 30s this evening before quickly rising on a gusty southwest wind into the upper 50s, lower 60s Tuesday. We'll cool Tuesday night and Wednesday back into the 30s. Maybe a little lingering leftover moisture interacting with the chilly air in place Wednesday to provide a wet snowflake or two. Not a big deal, though, by any stretch of the imagination as far as wintry weather goes with this particular storm system. Latest forecast models are in, and we think this is probably a pretty good estimate here in terms of rainfall. Tomorrow into tomorrow night, around an inch. We'll bracket between a half inch and an inch, maybe some locally heavier amounts with some of those stronger thunderstorms that develop. Now, as we move forward, there's been a lot of talk and I guess focus and excitement potentially around a storm system that is brewing, or maybe brewing, we should say, out around the 8th, 9th, and 10th. The overall pattern continues to suggest that we deal with a significant storm system somewhere across the east during that time frame. We're going to take a look really quick here before we look at the GFS, though, and just show you that one solution off of the GFS model would lead us to believe that this particular storm system is too far east and really is not nearly as significant as it could be. If these two pieces of energy were to phase, we'd be looking at most likely a further west storm track and a stronger storm at that. Again, February 8th, 9th, and 10th is the time frame. Is that saying that we're completely wiping this off the table and giving it zero chance of happening? Absolutely not. But we do want to also present the current ideas that the forecast models provide with our video updates as well, just to give you an idea of kind of what we're seeing. Personally, it's still too early to call, in my opinion. I think the overall pattern in that 8 to 10 day range does favor a storm of significance along or west of the Appalachian Mountains. Not so sure this more progressive, fast look of things here with our forecast models is the right way to go just yet. But needless to say, we don't want to be called someone who only shows you the snowy solutions out there either. We want to decipher the data that we have and present the best idea that we have at that moment and use some of the experience in the past and some of the tendencies with our forecast models to provide more of an accurate idea in the mid and long range with these video updates. Hopefully we're doing that for you. I would say too, let's remember the tendency of the GFS forecast model to be progressive or move things along quicker than what may actually take place. So is that happening here? Obviously we don't know that, but given the overall upper air pattern, again, it favors a storm of significance along or west of the Appalachians in that 8 to 10 day time period. Much more on that as we move forward. As things stand now, though, behind, I should say, this big storm that we're going to deal with Tuesday into Wednesday morning, We're looking really at relatively quiet conditions, colder conditions, but it's really not really not until we get into the mid-range that we're going to contend with much in the way of Arctic air. But I will tell you, this is a phenomenal look and very good agreement between the Canadian here, the GFS in the middle, and the European on the left of a high latitude, full latitude ridge blocking over the pole. And this is the type pattern that can certainly discharge Arctic air south into the plains and into the southeast as we go into closer towards mid-month. So that's something we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Guys, that will do it for the afternoon and evening video update here on IndyWX.com. Again, make it a great evening and stay weather aware as we go through potentially a very busy Tuesday. We'll talk with you soon.